Hello everyone, Smart Flopsy Shep once again, and something else I wanted to touch on in addition to my NeoLemmix installation tutorial is I want to address people who have been asking me about how to create level packs, and I'm going to use the opportunity to try and help you out a bit. So this is not actually a pack, this is just levels I've rejected from my current level pack. And yeah, so if you've been watching my previous video, the levels folder, yeah, there's quite a lot of folders in here. So this is in addition to all the NeoLemmix stuff, because you can just make folders in here and NeoLemmix will just ignore them anyway. So as long as you're not naming them after NeoLemmix folders, you should be okay. But yeah, this is all the levels packs I've got downloaded, and this is one which I've actually just put a load of levels into. So I'm not going to touch on how to create levels with the editor. You know, that's something you should learn, tinker about within the editor yourself, which is this, which is the application with this icon here. So this is assuming that you've already created levels and you want to know how to put a pack together. So this one is not actually arranged into a pack, but there is one here that is, and it's this amazing level pack that I haven't actually had released yet. But I'm going to keep the contents of those folders secret. So this, you don't actually have to put rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, rank 6, rank 7, rank 8, rank 9. That's just to help. That's just to help keep the level, keep the ranks in order in your folder. Because otherwise they'll just be in alphabetical order otherwise. Going to look at another example, Jeff Lems, for example. So this is all the levels in the pack, and this is a rank within the pack. So you need to make a folder for each rank within your levels folder. So going back to the Flopsy one, Flopsy disk drive one, I'd need to make a rank called fun, and for simplicity's sake I'm going to use the rank names that we're all used to and we've all heard before, and taxing and mayhem. And look, notice how they're not in they are in alphabetical order and they're not in rank order. Hence why I put numbers at the start. So putting numbers at the start is exactly up to you, is precisely up to you. So anyway, going back and looking at the Jeff Lems one, which I'll open in a new folder for simplicity's sake. Oh, what I've done, I've just closed. Don't want PowerShell. Okay. So we'll go back and look at Flopsy disk drive, which we've also put into fun. So easy, you can put rank numbers in his look. So it's perfectly alright to do that. So putting the two folders side by side. The best way to teach yourself to make a pack, by the way, is just look at ones that are currently released and look at what they've got and why they're doing it. And you also notice that they've got file extensions on them. Look. So you've got a NXMI file for info, which is basically the stuff which will be on the bottom of the title screen when you load it, and that's what would be in the scroller. And you can add as many lines as you want. The line basically tells you, you know, that's a different scroller, part of the scroller that comes up, and that will be displayed above the scroller there, the author and the title, Jeff Lems. So as long as you copy it in this way, you can pretty much figure out how to do it. And if you want to make your own file, just open a WordPad document and select new. As long as you save as, type it, as long as, I'll just find the location, sorry. So levels, Flopsy disk drive, just put info.nxmi, and make sure you change it to all files before you save, because otherwise it will save as a text file. Go info.nxmi.text. So you do that, and you should have something that looks like this. Well, I didn't copy the file, but this is how you save in an NXMI file format. So it's important because NeoLemmix can read NXMI files, and you just create NXMI files by taking a notepad document and saving it as a .nxmi file. If you do happen to be having this problem where you accidentally save it as a text document, like I'm going to show you now, I'll show you, look. Okay, it doesn't seem to work because okay, we'll just save it as info2.nxmi. Okay, for some reason it seems to be working for me. I was hoping to get an example where it's saved as the wrong file type, but I guess I can't get that to happen. So and the levels one, this is just how you tell the pack, you know, which folder is which rank. So as long as, and it tells you which folder to look in as well. It's just in case you've renamed your files. It's just in case you want to put different folder names, you know, instead of your what the rank's actually called, because otherwise it's just going to put otherwise the game's just going to refer to the rank as 04 Mayhem, 03 Taxing, and 02 Tricky. This is just a way of renaming them to something different in case you want the folder names to be different to what the actual rank is called. So that's there also. And again, just make sure you save it in an NXMI file as levels, and you should be alright. And this should be in the main folder of your pack name, not inside any of the rank folders. We'll get to that in a minute. And this isn't really necessary. This is only necessary if you want to use the original music rotation. If you happen to have your own custom music for the pack and you've already assigned them within the levels in the editor, you don't need this. You don't need this file at all. Just there in case. So within the folder of each rank, you'll also need two things. You'll need a levels file, which is also an NXMI file. If I scroll it across, yep. So basically, you're just specifying the level order in this thing, because there's 30 levels in Jeff Lem ranks. It looks like a long file, but you could have a much smaller file if you have less levels in a rank. But if you don't have this file to refer to, then NeoLemmix will just display the levels in alphabetical order within the rank, and I'm sure in 99.9% of cases that is not going to be the order you want them in, unless you're actually doing a rank with a pack which is just going through the alphabet for some reason, and each level's named after a letter. That's the only example I can really think of off the top of my head. So yeah, so you need a levels file within each folder. In fact, I'm going to do a little checklist here. So level pack folder, info nxmi. What's the other one? I think it was what? It's called levels nxmi. Specify rank name if different to folder name, scroller, and pack title on title screen. Music.nxmi, music rotation purposes. Okay, rank folder, levels nxmi, specify level order, and right on to the next bit. So that's just a note that I'm going to keep on the screen just to help keep track of everything. So the rank graphic, I'll open it now, and as you can see, it's just the fun symbol. So there's a very specific size you've got to use. You've got to make sure it's 73 by 28. What's the file called? It's called rank graphic. So rank graphic 73 by 28 pixels. Okay, and it's entirely up to you what goes in the rank graphic. If you want transparency, you might not want to use paint for this, but it'll just take the background of whatever the rank symbol is. The lemming holding the sign, I think. But I don't use transparency in my rank graphics anyway. I always specify a background colour. This is a bit of a poor example because it looks like a transparent picture. I'll show you an example of one of mine from NeoLemmix. So rank graphic. So there's an example of one I made for NeoLemmix. It's quite simple, and if you need the lemming pictures, they are in your NeoLemmix folder under GFX, I think. No, it might not be actually. It's hard to find sometimes. No, it's not in there either. It must be in GFX then. Anyway, there are some images from the game in this folder anyway. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so going back to where we were. You don't actually have to have a rank graphic in your folders, by the way. These are all the rank graphic is optional, so I'll put a note next to this saying which ones are optional, 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 also optional, I believe. I'd say that one's recommended. Don't know how many M's are in recommended. Compulsory, I'd say. So we got our 4 ranks, and we got that info file's empty anyway. So some people ask me, you know, you got your pack now, and what do? You know, do you just go and release it? How do you know which rank to put each level in? And it's often recommended that you go and get someone to test your pack. You know, just go and ask someone on the forums, oh, do you mind testing my pack for me? If you're on the Discord server, if you go to the Lemmix Discord, you can always ask someone on there. There's usually somebody who's like very glad to help you, and basically you just need to put the pack in zip format, which is very easy to do on Windows 10 now. You just do this, you press send to compress zip folder with the folder of everything you want to send to it. So yeah, so basically just take a guess at where you want your levels to go, and you know, when someone tests your pack, you know, assuming they're you know, quite an experienced player, they'll come back to you saying, oh, you put this in Mayhem, but I thought it was more like a taxing level. Or in more extreme cases, like saying, oh, seriously, you put a Mayhem level in the fun rank. And another benefit to doing this is, you put it, testing. One benefit to testing is levels will get put in the right rank. Second one is back routes will get eliminated. Right, well, I know what you're asking. What is a back route? A back route is basically, you know, you've come up with a specific solution for a level, and then someone comes along and just finds a massive shortcut for your level, like, you know, they've mined right the way through something that you didn't want them to mine through, and as a consequence they got to the exit a lot easier, or they solved the level and ended up saving a lot more lemmings than you should have. You know, anything could be considered a back route. I mean, you'll know what a back route is when you find one, because because basically what a tester will do is, another thing they should do for you is they should solve each level for you, and they should send you a replay for each level, and you will go into your NeoLemmix player when it loads. Okay, so this is the level I just played on Jeff Lems recently. So you'll go to the level and then you'll press L. If it's L in your hotkeys, of course, you need to configure what your load hotkey is, load replay hotkey is, which I think is done in the menu. And basically when you load that replay file, it should play out, assuming it's the right level. But hotkeys are here. You just need to where is it? Where's the load replay one? Yeah, there is a load replay. It's automatically done to L for me, so I don't know if it's like that for you. Okay, I'm losing my voice now, so I should probably wrap this up a bit. And that's the third benefit to testing. There's always got to be 3 things you've got to put down. Well, the most important thing is you'll get feedback on individual levels. Like some people might say, oh, this level felt very annoying, you know, or they might in other words, you might see well, I'll give you advice on what type of levels you don't want to build. Builder fests, like, so a good example of a builder fest is you know, Fun 16 on Lemmings. Don't do anything too hasty, too hasty. People don't like those type of levels, so avoid. People don't like levels where you just sitting there plugging in builder after builder. Other levels people don't like, levels with hidden traps. So I'm trying to think of an example in original Lemmings. Anything where you can't see the traps, for example. So probably a good example is immediately after Fun 16, actually. Easy when you know how. So obviously anybody knows that level is. There's a load of hidden traps at the bottom of that level. People prefer traps to be visible on levels, so don't do it. You know, just don't do it. Other things to avoid: don't make levels with very tight time limits on easier difficulties. What I mean by that is, you know, you make the easy levels so people can have an easy time. You know, don't do something like you know, make an easy level and you think, oh, I'll slap a 1 minute time limit on it just to get people moving, you know, give them a challenge. You know, just keep the easy difficulties simple. Do not make them unnecessarily difficult, because I can guarantee the easy difficulty is basically the entrance way to your pack. If you make people get through it quite easily and don't make it unnecessarily difficult on the easier difficulties, people are more likely to continue to the harder difficulties, and then they will actually want to be challenged by that point. So that's another thing to avoid. Trying to think what else. I think I've covered the basics there. Just some general advice when doing levels. Make the levels look pretty. Don't just revolve the level around what is walked on by the lemmings. Yeah, what I mean by that is, you know, you've noticed, you know, beautiful levels like Fun Level 8 on original Lemmings. You know, can't remember the name of that off the top of my head. But yeah, you notice how that the level is only like a very small amount of the level, so it is. Well, I would bring up original Lemmings, but it's not even included in the NeoLemmix pack anymore, is it? See if it's there. Yeah. No, it's not even there. Okay, that's interesting. NeoLemmix doesn't include the official packs anymore. So yeah, if you make the levels look prettier, you know, around the sides, and you know, your pack's going to look pretty, and people are going to be more likely to play it. If you're just starting out as well, just starting out, use the original tile sets. Use the original and old no tile sets to get to grips with things. Yeah, so there are a lot of tile sets in NeoLemmix, and some of them are quite tricky to use. I try my best to keep my tile sets nice and simple, but I think the original and old no tile sets are very robust, and they are very well tuned to be able to use. So just use them if you're very unconfident in making your level making abilities, because trust me, if you learn how to make levels with the original and old no tile sets, it'll be less overwhelming, and you'll be more likely to want to move on to the harder to use tile sets, and you know, things will get a lot easier for you. So I think that's about everything I wanted to touch on, really. And I'm sorry if it's not a very in-depth thing. You know, I just wanted to keep it, you know, very simple, and I wanted to make sure I was writing it down as I went. But if you've got any questions, you know, you can just leave a comment on the video, and you know, I'm usually very good at getting back to people. And if I feel like there's something that's been really overlooked in this video, I will try to address it. You know, I'll probably make a follow-up video which will be better organized than this one. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see more packs from all the newer people who are coming to the forums recently.